Hi, friends. You are listening to the newly rebranded, if you will. I hate what's happened to higher education, otherwise known as I hate higher ed. It used to be called Higher Ed Happy Place, and I don't know, something just happened to me. So I'm Kris McPeak, I'm your host, and the reality of all this is I really don't hate higher education, but I do, I'm coming to very much dislike what is happening to it. And hence, like Howard Beale in Network, and by the way, if you have not seen Network, you need to roll up you just need to put on your big girl pants, big boy pants and do that. 1976, excellent film. So I'm gonna channel my inner Howard Beale and just do my I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take this anymore. And this is the show where I just kind of come on and rant about something in higher ed that's bugging me at the current moment. So today's topic is, I don't even know, how do I want to phrase this? I might need to tell a story first. So my topic today is, a degree is a degree is a degree. And I have come to firmly believe that with all of my heart and all of my soul. So I know so many students at the community college where I work who become obsessed with this, like, oh, I got to get into Cal. I got to get into UCLA. I got to get into USC. And even more, less recently, I guess, students who have gotten into USC and now they're like, well, everybody's telling me I have to go to grad school and they're all going to NYU and Columbia and this, that, and the other thing. And I absolutely positively rage against this because I think I have worked at so many colleges and I have been doing this for so long that I've definitely, I have solidified in the opinion that it really does not matter where you get your degree as long as you perform well in an interview and you have a good cognition and understanding of the craft, the trade, the business, the career that you are about to take on. Okay. So here is why I want to talk about this today. So a student scholar of mine, hold while I drink, I'm very thirsty. A student scholar of mine, she's an international student, and she was sort of totally obsessed about how am I going to pay for my transfer school? And she had gotten into UCLA and she was very excited. She came in and she had her computer going and she's kind of like, okay, so I applied for this scholarship and I applied for this scholarship, but I just want to know when I'm, going to hear. And I told her, I'm like, well, sadly, if you were going to get any one of these awards, you would have already heard from that department and you would have been invited to that ceremony. So I had to share that news with her, which, wasn't thrilling for her. That's not the answer she was hoping to hear. But then we started talking about her desire to go to UCLA and how expensive that was going to be. So I asked her, I said, well, where else did you get in? Where else did you get accepted? And she mentioned all the usual things, UCI and UC Merced and Berkeley and this, that, and the other thing. She had choices, okay? She was lucky to be able to say that she had choices. So I said, well, why not go to any one of those schools? I mean, I don't know if the tuition is more expensive, or she says, well, yeah, here's the thing. Like a couple of them were offering me full rides. And I was like, well, what are we doing here then? Why aren't you just going to that school? Well, it's not UCLA. And so I said, what do you want to do? Like, what are you planning to study? What career do you want? And then I remembered actually that she talked to me about this before. And I'm like, wait, don't say anything. It's data science, right? And she's like, yeah, oh my gosh, I can't believe you remember that. And I'm like, oh, it's my job too. Anyway, she said data science. And I'm like, okay, so these other places that you got in, Irvine, Davis, Merced, have you really studied up on what is being offered at that school? And are you in touch with any of the people from those departments? And she said, well, no, I hadn't thought about that. And I said, so this is what you need to do. You need to follow back up with the financial aid or the International Student Center, whoever it was that told you, like, well, we guarantee that it's a full ride for you, based on your grades, test scores, whatever. And then look for the degree program that you want or something very close to, and then reach out to those faculty members and check in with them and just say, hey, I have a goal to work in the field of data science. I'm sure I have maybe a master's or a doctorate in my future, but like why should I pick your program and what options do I have to be mentored, et cetera? And so she was kind of like, well, yeah, I could do that. I could tell that half of her brain was very much wanting to take in everything that I was saying and kind of, make her consolidation piece with that. Like, oh, okay, this is sound advice and I'm going to do that. But the other half of her was very much just wanting me to tell her how she could pay as an international student to go to UCLA. And so what I told her emphatically was, I said, look, where you get your degree, that nobody cares. I guarantee. And so many institutions now or employers are using these databases to screen resumes. So they don't even, a lot of these places don't even look at where you went to school. And the fact of the matter is they probably redact it as well for people on the search committee. So that's not as important as the notion that you have job experience already and you've done some work. You haven't, are you planning to do an internship? Can you work in a department as an assistant or an aide, anything like that? And that you can talk very, specifically to the work that you want to do and how you learned what you learned. And so on the one hand, again, half of her brain was thinking like, okay, I can buy into this. This makes sense. And the other half again was, I got into UCLA and I really want to go there. And so I get, on the one hand, I do get that. I get that very much. Some students have so much of their identity wrapped up into this notion of they've always wanted to go to this school because they love football and they watch the football team on TV, or, they know that UCLA is like the most applied to college, university, this whole country. But the fact of the matter is UCLA is a very, very large place. And it is not only is it a Division I sports school, but it is, I think they call it a Research I institution. Like there is so much going on at UCLA. And unless you are a really, 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 really smart, really self-advocating and really outgoing person, you are going to feel like a number at an institution like that. And if you are an international student who isn't sure how they're going to fund their education, that could be a very unsafe and uncomfortable place to be. But to go to a smaller school that might cost a little bit less and will have a department, financial aid committing to you, and it's a little smaller and you reach out to that faculty, there are amazing options that could be there. And that could lead to you student, getting a job over the graduate from UCLA because you've made more connections, you have better references, and you were able to get more tangible, practical experience. Where at a school like UCLA or Berkeley or University of Texas at Austin or University of Florida, Ohio State University, these large, large places where there's a lot of research and publications going on, it can be hard. And again, I'm not taking anything away from UCLA. It's a fantastic institution. I've known many, many people in my life who have worked there, who have gone to school there, who have had incredible experiences. But I think if you are a student who is not of means and finding a place where you feel like you fit, that's really important. And especially a place that you can afford to go to. And so you don't, the student loan thing, I get so up in arms about this. And I have recently started watching, it's called Fail University, maybe, or Fail State is what it's called. It's a documentary that I'm currently watching on Peacock. I haven't finished it yet, but it's kind of, it goes into all of these ways that higher education is failing and failing its students. And in particular, they're talking about, I've got as far as the information on how certain members of the government back in like the 90s have been working in concert with the for-profit institutions to get federal money to help students go there. And then the students drop out because the colleges aren't accredited or they're not real schools. And then they have all this debt and they can't transfer the credits to go to a real college. So I don't know, that kind of stuff just bugs the holy heck out of me. So I guess that's what I wanted to rant about today. I want people to know that, in my humble opinion, and my opinion is not the only opinion, but if you're listening to this show, I can only hope that either you think you like my opinion, or, maybe you don't like it and you're going to tell me to fuck off. And that's fine too. It's okay because we're all entitled to our opinion. But I feel very strongly that what's important is not where you went to school And you do not have to go to a big reach one institution or an Ivy League or a small private or anything like that. You need to go to the school that offers you the opportunity to pay out of pocket as little as possible to see and be seen, to be connected, to meet your community, and to gain practical experience so that you can get a job when you get out of college. So yeah, that's about all it really was I wanted to say today. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to record a whole bunch of episodes today because I have not really put any energy and effort into this show. It's been a very busy spring semester for me, but now that it's summer and things are kind of calming down a little, but not really, I just wanted to take some time and build this back up because, I don't even think I have 20 episodes on this show total. And I want that to change, especially since in the light of all of these things that I'm learning about education and politics and the United States of America and finance and loans and all of the things, like it is all coming together for me in a time that I care about this stuff more than I ever have before. And I don't want to see other students be taken advantage of. I don't want to see other faculty or staff be grouchy in their work because I've only worked at a college campus for the most part my entire adult life. And obviously I do love it because I'm still here and I haven't left yet. And I plan to retire out of higher education. But there are days where I just get so goddamn mad about what's happened, what's surfaced, what's going on. And so, yeah, I want to have a higher ed happy place, but I also want people to know out there that the system is screwed up. And I'm going to do what I can when I can to call that out and maybe make a little change if I can. And I will do my best. But until next time, I really am grateful and thankful that you downloaded this episode or that you're watching it on YouTube. And for that, I need to apologize for my appearance. I'm recording in between household chores today, and I just got my hair cut, and I love having a faux hawk again, but I have really bad cowlicks. And, oh, God, where did that come from? I have really bad cowlicks, and I don't have the right styling product at home to do what I want to do with my hair. But I don't know. It looked okay. It's just a little sticky outy here. I really would like to know what the hell this is on my arm. We'll deal with that later. Okay, I'm Kris McPeak. You've been listening to the I Hate Higher Education. I hate what's happened to higher education podcast, and I will catch up with you all next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.